Surprise, surprise, look who survived. It's me, and it's been a couple days, and I'm sorry about that, but sometimes you just hit writer's block and you just don't know what you're doing, and you just can't think of anything, and you just don't have the motivation to do it, and that's exactly what happened to me. I don't know. What I do in a day relies so much on routine. If I have a routine going, I stick to it every single day. But as soon as I miss a day or two, it gets so hard to start back up. Every time I start working out, I'm doing it for however many minutes a day. I'm doing this many kilometers on an elliptical, or I'm going biking, or I'm doing weights, I'm doing something, and I can sustain it and I enjoy it, but then I forget a day or two, and then I just don't want to do it anymore, and it just keeps happening, and that's exactly what happened. When I let go of my routine, it gets so much harder to start back up. But hey, I'm back. This is a short one to try and get me back into the routine. So I'm sorry that it's short, but hopefully I can sit through this. The Class's Smile, Part 2, Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction. It was a new day, the family to be reunited just like every single morning. But when the constantly late one showed up early and winced every time she moved her shoulder, everyone was instantly aware. "You good, Mare?" Mylene asked, concerned as usual. Marinette smiled at that, but it didn't reach her eyes. It was not the usual smile, the one that could light up friends and just made you feel safe and happy and positive and warm and loved and soft and everything good. "I'm fine," she said a little too quickly before settling in her seat. The class exchanged glances. When they found out who did this, it was not going to be pretty. Just then, Mason, the new kid, walked in. As he saw her slightly hunched figure, he smiled victoriously. And although he tried to hide it, the action did not go unnoticed by the rest of the class. "What did you do?" Rose, the most positive, pink, happy, sweet child in existence, asked with fury. "Me? I didn't do anything. Marinette bullied me." Mason was cut off almost instantly. "Marinette, a bully? Have you lost your mind?" Miss Bustier decided to walk in at that exact moment. "What is going on here?" she asked sternly. "He accused Marinette. Marinette is not okay. He's a jerk. It was Mason." Everyone said at the same time. Meanwhile, Marinette got her confident posture back, a real smile growing on her face. It was unnecessary, but she had a bad habit of doubting herself, and part of her was convinced that her friends would leave, and they would believe Mason and leave her alone. And now that she had been proven wrong, she felt over the moon. They cared, and they cared so much, and they were defending her, and it made her feel appreciated. "Calm down. Marinette, can you tell me what happened?" Miss Bustier asked her star student. Mason tried bullying me yesterday, and so I didn't feel great, and my friends noticed. He said that I bullied him, and they got mad because they're really good friends who I love very much," Marinette summarized, the smile not leaving her face. "You bullied her? It was you? It is on. You were the reason she wasn't smiling. You will pay." And thus the chaos was back, and Marinette giggled at their protectiveness, feeling eased. This is what a family felt like. This was what a family looked like. This was what a family was supposed to be like. And this was her family. And that is the end of this really short fan fiction. Yeah, so I think maybe it's be one of my shortest ones ever. But yeah, I've been really busy. School, everyone is starting their new units up these past 2 weeks. And so that's been kind of stressful because, like, you know, that first like few lessons of a unit is really annoying because you're soaking up all this information, and when every single subject you have is doing it at the same time, it's not pleasant. It's like we're learning, what are we doing, in INS, individuals and societies, integrated humanities, whatever you want to call it. We are going into exploration and the consequences of it and cause and effect and all of that. But in English, we're looking at this book that's really sad. And in music, we're going to start our new unit. And in science, we're going to start a new unit. And in Arabic, we're starting a new unit. And in French, we're starting a new unit. I mean, all of them are starting a new unit. And it's hard to like soak all of that in, but you know what can you do. Actually, I want to talk about my English thing, just because you know what, that's what we're going to talk about. Let's talk about a book you're reading right now. So I read fanfiction a lot. I don't know if you could guess that, but yeah, I'm talking like a story or a book that's not fanfiction. Mine is called A Long Way Gone. It is by Ishmael Bea. It is a true story about this guy who, as a child, he is from Sierra Leone, and basically he had a pretty nice childhood, and then all of a sudden, literally overnight, everything changed, and he was like, you know, fighting for survival with his friends, and you know, he was in the middle of a war, and he eventually becomes a child soldier. And now, I'm not gonna lie, this book, although we are reading it for English, grade 7, it is pretty graphic, in some bits. Like, if you want to skip over this, I'm just going to read a small bit. Now, some people probably won't like it, so I'm just going to say, hi, thanks for watching, thanks for anything you did, just clicking on the video, liking the video, subscribing, whatever, I appreciate it. It's super helpful, it's super cool of you, and yeah, welcome to the family if you've just subscribed. The friends and family here. I am almost at 600 subscribers. I'm closer to 600 than 500. I never thought I'd get to this point, to be honest. I thought I'd be lucky to get like 10, 15 subs, but this is great and not complaining. Oh, and I'll just talk about the picture that's up right now. The picture, like I was talking about routines, this new routine I have every day, in the evening or in the night after, so either right before dinner or like an hour after dinner, I go biking. And this is when I went right before dinner. It was sunset. It was just a couple minutes before sunset. I was about to head home, but it looked pretty, so I snapped a picture. Anyways, thanks for watching, and bye, unless you are not too, like, bad about sad stuff, I guess. Alright, so A Long Way Gone. This is just after they have run away from the rebels, which are like the bad guys, I guess, but it's a true story, so I don't think bad guys or villains is the correct term. Okay, so the last casualty that we saw that evening was a woman who carried her baby on her back. Blood was running down her dress and dripping behind her, making a trail. Her child had been shot dead as she ran for her life. Luckily for her, the bullet didn't go through the baby's body. When she stopped at where we stood, she sat on the ground and removed her child. It was a girl, and her eyes were still open, with an interrupted, innocent smile on her face. The bullets could be seen sticking out just a little bit of the baby's body, and she was swelling. The mother clung to her child and rocked her. She was in too much pain and shock to shed tears. Now, this is just a small part, but I don't know if you could tell, but this book is really sad, and I'm at a point where the main character has lost his friends. So for a while he was traveling with his brother and all 4 other boys, but now everyone was split up and he never sees his brother again. And yeah, he's just trying to survive, and You know, he is hungry and lonely and he's just trying. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, what book are you reading? Or what book do you want to read? Do you not read at all? And that's fine too. Before this year, before I figured out fan fiction exists, I hated reading, but now I think I figured out it was because I hate the part when you're like getting to know the characters and the environment because it's just so long, and I don't like have the energy for that, and I just get really bored of it. Like, but when you read a fan fiction, it's straight into the plot line because you know the characters, you watch them, you've seen them. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and what book are you reading? Bye. See you tomorrow.